7-year-old girl shot and killed at a fast food drive-thru in the Holman Square neighborhood.
Brittany Garzillo is live for us outside Strozier Hospital. Brittany?
Well, Corey and Don, we've learned the name of that little girl, 7-year-old Jaslyn Adams. Her grandmother wants her to be remembered as a fun and lovable, free-spirited child. She says that Jaslyn was with her dad at McDonald's, something she loved to do when this tragedy happened. Her grandmother says Jaslyn's father, Jonte Adams, was also shot and taken here to Strozier Hospital. The family says he is stable as they plead with the community to stop this gun violence.
Please put the guns down. Our kids want to play. My kids can't even go out the door.
7-year-old Jaslyn Adams killed in a shooting late Sunday afternoon at a McDonald's on the city's west side.
Real sweet child.
Chicago police say the shooting happened at about 4:20 in the afternoon in the 3200 block of West Roosevelt. Video of the scene shows a car in the drive-thru riddled with bullet holes through the back window and trunk. Jaslyn's grandmother says she was with her father, Jonte Adams, when the shots were fired. Police say the two were inside of the car when the man was shot in the torso and the little girl was shot multiple times.
Every parent done took a child to McDonald's to get something to eat, not to get some bullets. To the shooter, why? Why? If you had any kids, have you ever took your kids to McDonald's? Have you ever took your kids to eat?
A CPD unit on the scene rushed Jaslyn to the hospital where she died.
You got cowards out here killing and shooting babies in Chicago. Totally, I want to say it another way, but it's totally unacceptable.
Well, Corey and Don, we saw at least 40 evidence markers on the scene as area detectives were investigating. Of course, that investigation continues because police say right now no one is in custody. Live at Strozier Hospital, Brittany Garzillo, Fox 32 News.
Don Peoples, Deadbolt, let's talk about it. And unfortunately, we got to talk about it. I think, man, we've come to a situation where we really might have to consider drastic measures when it comes to how we police and govern ourselves as a community. See, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When I seen this video, and you know, I seen the raw and uncut video, you know, I didn't post that one on here, but when I seen it, it just brought tears to my eyes because, you know, I have a little girl and I can imagine, I couldn't imagine having to be in that type of situation. Now, obviously, I know a lot of people will say, well, Don Peoples, I hate that a little girl got shot, but, you know, the news is saying that, you know, it was a gang-related retaliation or a gang-related type shooting. You know, my thing is, man, yo, bro, I come from the era where, you know, if you seen a woman and a child with a dude you got beef with, you know, you give them a pass. You know, you let them see another day. You know, we not going to try to cause harm to your baby mama and your child and stuff like that. You dig? Like, that's just not about to happen, you know? So, you know, in certain situations, you got to let things just go. You got to let things just ease by. Because right now, man, we reaching a boiling point. Now, as we in the middle of a pandemic within the pandemic, we're the ones that are actually the plague, turning on each other in a rapid rate. Now, obviously, Chicago is just on a different type of time when it comes to gangs. Obviously, you know, Chicago, LA, notorious for gang activity and for what they do as far as shootings and stuff like that. But, you know, with me having family in Chicago, you know, I keep tabs. I tap in with the Chi. Chicago has now gotten out of control. You know, I think it's time, man, that all the sets, because you ain't going to stop these dudes from killing each other. Like this situation right here, Now, obviously, homie got shot once in the torso, right? He's going to survive. What do you think is going to happen when he gets out of jail? It doesn't matter if he knows exactly who the killers was. I'm pretty sure he knows what set these dudes came from. And he is going to retaliate by any means necessary. And most people will say he has the right to. But, you know, who is he going to target? Is he going to just target the one, you know, the ops that took out his child? Or is he going to try to go for equal blood? Eye for an eye. Kid for a kid. Tooth for a tooth. That's yet to be determined. But letting him out the hospital with this type of situation over his head, I just don't think it's healthy at all. And I know what it's going to result in. Doesn't matter, you know, what the circumstances are going to, you know, be. He's going to retaliate the way he knows how. But what I want to ask the young G's, man, in the Shy is, man, what is this shit all over, bro? You know, obviously, man, you know, you got, you know, a lot of, you know, splinter sets that have come from, you know, the BDs, the GDs, the Vice Lords, the Blackstones, you know, the Four Corner Hustlers, and, you know, all these original sets back when, you know, I was stomping as a youngster. You know, they've all splintered into like 30 or 40 different sets. I have to get a G from Chicago on here to give them to you all. You feel what I'm saying? So these niggas is just going to war with each other, knocking each other off. And where is Black Lives Matter? It's been a war going on in Chicago at least for the last decade. Heavy. Lives being dropped on both sides. But where's Black Lives Matter with all this? I mean, what? There's no budget for black on black crime? We just got police brutality budgets. But we don't have black on black crime budgets. Like, it's getting to a point now where, I mean, does anybody care to say or call out what just happened? You know, obviously the news is reported on it. You know, it made its little headline, but ain't nobody talking about it for real. This should give outrage. This right here is unacceptable. Black Lives Matter needs to be in Chicago tomorrow. Fuck marching. We need to be at the ops house dragging him out. It's time now to start militarizing our own people, our own communities. Because the police, let's keep it a bean. Yeah, they there to protect and serve, but only after the incident has arrived. So Black Lives Matter with all the money, you know, you CEOs buying houses and, you know, got property overseas, and, you know, you got Myson and Tamika Mallory who have risen up from the ranks, and they got the bag now from this Black Lives Matter shit. But it's like, yo, where are y'all, man, with all these killings are going on in Chicago, in New York, in Atlanta? Like, where are you guys at? We don't hear you say anything. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm tired of my young brothers and sisters being gunned down by law enforcement, but we got a problem with our own community. We not at war with the police just yet. We gonna get to them pigs in a minute, but we definitely at war with our people. Because right now, our people are killing each other quicker and 5 and 10 times more than the police could ever kill us. And the only way it's really going to get attention, if it starts spilling over outside of the urban communities and into the suburbs, the white neighborhoods, the Jewish neighborhoods, the Chinese neighborhoods. But as long as it stays in the black and the Mexican communities, I guess it's all right. I guess it's all right for all these children right here to just die without being recognized, without people fighting for them. What are we doing as a people, as a community, to fight for our children? Like, we all come from the streets in some type of way, but what's going on now, I don't condone. If you got beef with a brother that bad that you want to turn this TV off, then walk up to it and push the button. What you spraying at the back of the car for? The side of the cars, and the back windows and all that stuff. Then the man that y'all wanted to kill only gets shot one time? And it's always like that. So my question is it time that we take the guns from Chicago? Now listen, I'm with the right to bear arms. I do not want it to be a national thing where you're just taking the guns from everybody. But I do think we've reached a juncture to where Chicago, we might have to come in and gun sweep and take all the guns and leave these niggas with rocks, papers, and scissors. There's no way that we can continue for all the illegal firearms to keep coming through Chicago and wiping all these kids out in all the urban communities. Because obviously, we're not going to stop it. The other option is, obviously, we could create our own independent police force that's there on site, that polices the neighborhood 24/7 to prevent situations like this from occurring. Because like I said, the real police just come there to put the yellow tape on and clean this stuff up. You know, it's not that, you know, they're there to prevent it. Maybe 1%, 2% of the time. We need our own police force in these neighborhoods. Or, which is, I know, a rational thing. Shout out to my dude, the cool one, my co-host on Deadbolt ATO. Y'all make sure y'all check out our podcast. We put them all in the middle of the field, take out all the women, children, elderly, and common sense folk, and let these folks duke it out, guns and all, for 48 hours. Last man standing. If this is how you savages want to act, go ahead and kill each other, man. Because I'm going to tell you something. Don't matter what the rival hood beef was with Holmes, dude or dudes that killed that little girl, y'all need to go ahead and turn yourselves in. And let the streets handle y'all. Because there's no way that they can continue to walk on the streets. There's no honor in that. So those are my three proposals, man. You know, like I said, y'all get in the middle of the field, man, and y'all knock each other's heads off, man. Y'all purge each other. You know, those are the only three options. And I know all of them sound, you know, a little out there, but we have no choice in the matter. We have to call this shit out. It's time for us to step up as a community, gangsters, civilians, law enforcement. Everybody needs to come together, and we need to stop this violence. What happened to that 7-year-old girl today in Chicago, it definitely sent chills down my spine. It definitely put tears in my eyes. I pray for the family that they can try to find some type of peace. I know that she's in heaven, and I know she's okay now, you know, but I know it's hard, and I know retaliation is a must in situations like this. So it's not going to stop people, but it's time that we start putting the light on this type of violence and we condemn it. It's time to take it back to where we was coming up in the 90s, where, you know, it was all about fist. The worst that would happen to you, man, you getting jumped on. Niggas used to catch you slipping, they jump you, beat on you. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to start going back to. If you got beef with somebody, man, y'all handle it with y'all fists. Ain't nothing wrong with getting down. Like, killing and shit like that, it only end up two ways. One in the grave, one in the cell. it ain't no getting out of this. So as y'all look at these young, beautiful children who have lost their lives to Chicago gun violence, just imagine all the children across America and the world that we've lost to gun violence. So I'm definitely at a point right now where we might have to look at other actions to get these guns out of these dudes' hands, and by any means necessary at the point that we're at, because we cannot continue to lose our loved ones and young children to this senseless street war that has no real connection, no real value, no substance. Obviously, it's being fueled by the music. It's time for hip hop to take accountability for the bodies that's dropping in the streets, because you got to imagine what these dudes listening to, because everybody got their theme music. You know what I'm saying? You get loaded. You know what I'm saying? You listen to a certain frequency and then you act that frequency out. You feel me? So what are, the hip hop artists going to do about what's going on? Are we going to, and I don't want people to come together and we doing some self-destruction song with like a group collab. We don't need that. We just need for y'all to clean up the lyrics a little bit and start speaking off record about gun violence and about certain things that, we just talk it because we lived it like y'all living it now, but we don't condone it. And that's the message y'all need to put out, man, because right now it's getting spooky. It's getting spooky. Reporting live from the A, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Don Peoples, Deadbolt. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Comment. Is it time for us to take the guns out of Chicago? Is it time for us to maybe reform gun laws in general? And I hate to say that. Believe me, that just don't even sound right coming out of my mouth. But it's either we police our situation, like total surveillance over certain areas and parts of the town, or we're going to have to come up with some other measures. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. What ideas y'all got about this situation? Like, dislike, whatever you want to do. Subscribe, share. Hey, it's your boy Don Peoples, man. We building the channel up, man. Like I said, man, this touched me right to the heart. I wanted to be one of the ones to speak on it. God bless her. And y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Don Peoples. Deadbolt. Gone.